Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the In the Galaxy podcast. It's me, Michael G. ILKISON, Michael Gilkison. What's my boy Jay Williams? What's going on, Jay?
What's up, Miguel? It's crack-a-lackin' out here. We got another guest, second week in a row.
Oh my gosh, I am very excited to welcome the man, the myth, the legend, Eric Blair. What's going on, Eric Blair, buddy?
What it W.E.B. Du Bois, Michael Gilkison, Jay Will. What's going on, guys?
Oh, not a lot. And for those of you that don't know, Eric, a.k.a. Eazy-E, he's a world traveler. If you watch Jeopardy with him, he's going to tell you every single answer that comes up.
Every question.
Every question, exactly. He writes academic team questions and hitchhiked across South America from Chile all the way up to – where did you hitchhike to, Eric? From southern Chile up to what?
To Bogota, Colombia, man.
Ah, sí.
Also,
Obrigado.
Eu não sou brasileiro, huh?
No.
Oh, you guys are – to quote Drake, you guys are not speaking my language.
Yeah, whatever.
So, real quick, for anybody that's not watching this, I apologize, but
Yes.
Eric, can you scoot back so I can see your shirt in all its glory? It's a beautiful shirt. His jacket. That is glorious. That is straight up. I said 80s, but it's kind of 1990s. It looks like something Will Smith would wear in like Fresh Prince.
Yeah, it's kind of like Joe Pesci and The Super, like the 1990s. Have you not seen that movie?
No.
I mean, I guess I have to talk here so these guys can see me. This, my friends, it's got like a wing here. So, I'm thinking it's like late 80s, possibly early 90s. But
there you go.
If I were a betting man, which I am, I'd go with about 1988.
There you go.
88, don't hate.
No hating in 88.
All right.
So, I'm going to jump into how I know Eric, and then Jay can jump in. Eric, you could chime in and explain too, but we were actually neighbors in our college dorms. So my first year, Eric was my neighbor, and after that, we just kind of messed shit up, for lack of a better word.
That is correct. There's not much more to say about it.
Yeah, true.
We had a lot of good times, and we've always been hanging out off and on when Michael was in college, in grad school, and even until this day. It's a beautiful love story. It's a beautiful bromance.
This guy, when I was living in West Virginia, close to Pittsburgh, this guy hitchhiked to come see me. And I remember this. I was telling somebody about this today, that how easy you could get rides. Because people are all about, they're like, oh, hitchhiking's bad, it's dangerous. Well, I remember dropping you off underneath a bridge in West Virginia, literally underneath a bridge. And within 20 minutes later, a 17-year-old girl picked you up and took you from Morgantown, West Virginia to Huntington, West Virginia.
True story, people. So.
So that's, yeah.
What got you into travel?
Actually, an ex-girlfriend of mine, she was from Chile. And she was like, would you come down and meet my family and all this stuff? So I went on down there, hung out with some people, met some people from Israel, all kinds of people traveling from everywhere. And then boom, they were like, come travel with us. And I was like, okay, I will.
That's awesome, man. There's a lot of people out there that they kind of dream of doing stuff like that. And you just fucking did it.
Yeah,
you put your 1990 jacket on. You just fucking
That's right.
doing it.
That's right.
88.
You know how it is. But the reason I went to see Michael out in Morgantown, West Virginia, is because I was trying to see his hot wife, man.
Ex-wife.
Oh, we went there.
That's
no, the paperwork's done. It's going to the courts, so it's done.
Save it for the other podcast. Michael's, what is it? What do we call it, Michael? Michael's
divorce in the galaxy.
Invite me back, please.
Oh Jesus!
Well, that should transition us. That should transition us nicely into Tyga.
Oh, you had to say how you know.
Oh yeah, that's right. I think my dog is ass fucking me over here. So this is kind of weird. I knew Eric probably maybe not even knew him, was acquaintances with Eric before Michael even knew him. Michael and I have been friends for a really long time.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to go to a lot of hardcore shows and, punk rock shows, whatever, in Lexington, Kentucky. And I used to get in the pit, tear shit up. And this man was throwing bows like a mad dog in there. Looked like freaking Macho Man Randy Savage in there dropping elbows off the top turnbuckle. And I don't know. We kind of had mutual friends and stuff. Didn't really know each other. But then randomly, he was Michael's next door neighbor. And Michael was like, "Oh, yeah, my friend Jay used to go to shows." He was like, "Yeah, I know that guy." So, and then we met each other and all that other shit. So, didn't know him as well as Michael. Maybe didn't swap spit or whatever you guys did over there in Georgetown.
It was a lot more than swapping spit fluids, that's for sure.
Good call. So, anyways, but that's how I know. Yeah, small world.
That's right.
Didn't you kick people in the face at those shows, Eric?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what one does when they go to
That's all the point.
I love it. No, because I guess we'll get into more of the hardcore music and metal in the next podcast. But me and Eric kind of, I don't know. I would say
Eric and I. Come on,
Eric and I. When one is talking, he's also a grammar Nazi. So, but wouldn't you say it's fair to say that you like a blend of hip hop and metal music, or how would you describe
metal, reggae, whatever, fucking Mexican rancheros? I don't care, whatever. Yeah, I like a lot of country music, alternative country, punk. You name it, I probably like something.
So give me your quick, just so people can get an idea, your top. I'm putting you on the spot. Top 5 favorite music in general of all time.
Okay, Tupac.
Okay.
Is way up there. I like Tool as well.
Ooh, love me some Tool.
Number 1, though, over all of them would be Rage Against the Machine.
Holy shit.
Gosh, who else, man? Here lately, I've been digging a lot of Alt J from England. They're tight, and I really dig Radiohead.
Oh, yeah.
A lot. So, those are 5, probably maybe not my top 5 exactly, but you put me on the spot. Yeah. So all 5 of those are definitely within the top 10. That's for sure.
I actually just got into Alt J. I mean, not this J, not Jay Williams, but Alt J, the band, man. So
the alternative J, which is named Alt J.
I have to say, one of my favorite all-time Radiohead records. Not my all-time favorite, but got it on vinyl here. Little In Rainbows.
Oh snap!
On this record, they kind of cheaped us out. It's a really thin, shitty record. It's a good record, but it's a shitty quality press. Anyways, let's talk about Tyga.
Tyga.
Wow.
The Hotel California, named after the Eagles album, or referencing that. Tyga, he is, oh gosh, I should have looked this up. I believe he's from Compton, California. He is affiliated with Lil Wayne and Drake. And
Young Money,
Cash Money, YMCMB, Young Money, Cash Money, B. And I'm just gonna be straight up.
Spare us.
What's that? Easy.
Please spare us.
One will be spared.
None will be spared. I'm still foreshadowing.
Should we share? Do you get that? I think we should share that inside joke. About tell the inside joke, Eric, about me and you, where we're just always like, oh well, one would rather do this.
Oh, well, I was just correcting one of his papers in college, and he kept writing in the second person, you. You should do this if you want to do this, and I'm like, well, I mean, come on, you should use the impersonal you, which is like one should do this. It makes it more general. And he gave me a hard time for using correct grammar, not sounding like a fucking jackass, which says a lot about him. But
what year were you in school, Michael, in college?
You were probably, a freshman, sophomore, and I was either a sophomore or a junior.
Yeah, it was definitely my first year of college.
That's one of the first big things you learn in college writing is how to write, collegiate educational reference papers, and having to change your language as a whole. Imagine that. We didn't fucking learn that in high school.
Oh,
yourself. In Kentucky education is poor? Oh, come on. Yeah. News to me, man.
Well, I mean,
Never mind.
It's much better than they think in California. They're just like, people say this to me all the time. They're like, you don't sound like you're from Kentucky. And I'm just like, what the hell does somebody sound like from Kentucky?
That's right.
I guess they want me to be like, well, I guess I don't have any damn shoes on. My cousin's my sister and my lover.
Let's be honest, there's some people in your family that don't wear shoes quite often. I'm just kidding. I love
you know who grew up apparently in some form of regional poverty? Tyga.
Oh, that is a great tie-in. Yeah, so Tyga did. And I'm not going to lie. One would want to review this album because one went to Vegas, as in me. I went to Vegas to a club, and this was a club that just had, like, you go in, it's got speakers all around, and I could feel the bass, like, hitting my chest and moving. And it was just boo, boo, just hitting me. And
Tyga it's very bass heavy.
I mean, Tyga, and they remixed the line too. Here's the lyric. I don't want to sound like too much of a douchebag, but the remix of the Tyga song I heard was the one line of, it's quote, when you kissed your girl in her mouth, ask her how my dick tastes.
Yeah.
And they kept repeating that line over and over with the bass, and live music just kept, it just brings it to a different level of experience, I think, when you experience music live, and especially in different atmospheres and things like that. So when Jay said he was going to pick the Amir album, and there was a similar line to that, I said, hey, why not pair these two together? So that's why I picked the Tyga album.
They kind of fit, yeah. They kind of fit together. Yeah. We'll get into more of that later.
Should we dive into my short little review of it?
Yeah. Since there's, just for the audience, so the audience knows, because there's three of us today, and we don't want to make this super, super long, we're going to do kind of a blanket review of how we felt about the record and touch on the highs and the lows or whatnot. So yeah, Michael, let's hear what you have to say about it.
Faux show. So it opens with 500 Degrees, and I was like, oh, hey, not bad. The reason I picked this album was because I liked the singles on it, and I wanted to get to know the other songs on there to see if there were any other sleeper cells, per se, in there. I listened to Dope, Get Loose. The singles were good. Molly was another single. But honestly, I'm terribly embarrassed that I picked this album because it's a classic example of a rap album where they're just like, oh, well, let's just put our 4 or 3 hit singles on there, and then let's just put a bunch of other shit that sounds like it. And that's kind of how I felt about this. Nothing really popped. Lyrically, he's just all talking about money and this and that, and blah, 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 blah. So my long and short of it, my grade that I gave it was a C. That's what I got.
Pretty short and sweet there. Man,
yeah. I got to keep it short and sweet.
Yeah.
But I do respect Tyga. I think he's like Wayne. He comes in songs. Like Lil Wayne, if you listen to him too much, his voice, I think just that register gets to you when it's just like.
I have to point out one thing about him that I didn't know, just in general, that I think should be made aware of is dude's only 24 years old. Only 24 years old. This is like his 1, 2, 3. He's had 5 records out. This was his second to last record. He's put out a record each year in the last 3 years, which I don't know. I feel like artists sometimes they need a little bit of a break between albums to kind of refigure themselves out. But
oh yeah,
yeah. So, all right. Do you want me to go ahead and do mine?
I was just gonna wrap up one thought.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh no, it was just about Lil Wayne. How Lil Wayne, when he's featured on a song, it's really good because he's clever. He can come up with a clever line, but I think all at once he's just like, la 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 la, I'm gonna sip on my syrup.
Yeah, when I first listened to the album, I listened to 500 Degrees because it's the first track. I was like, this is horrible. This sounds like all the other crap, like heavy beats with those weird little creepy keyboard melodies behind.
Oh yeah.
I hate that. It's like I'm faded. It gets old. And there's like 6 songs on this album that are like that. But the part where Lil Wayne comes on the end of 500 Degrees, I was like, wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I liked when Tonchi. I love it when he came in.
Yeah. What is that?
Do you guys know why he's called Tunchi?
No.
Okay, so first it was Birdman Jr. and then Wheezy. That's self-explanatory. He likes Birdman and then Wheezy Wee, Lil Wayne, Dwayne, Carter. But he wants to be called Tunchi now because his grandmother was called Tune like the song. And he wanted it to be a blend of – he wanted something that sounded like Gucci and a blend of his grandmother's name. So he blended Gucci and Tune to like give a shout out to his grandma. Therefore, hence Gucci Tune, Tunchi.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's
you know how I feel about people changing their names, as we covered on the last podcast. Don't care for it. The only one that I felt. What's that?
What are you guys' favorite songs? I'd be interested in hearing y'all's favorite songs from the album.
Jay. How about this? How about before we talk about my favorite songs, let me tell you what I thought about this. Okay. I'm going to keep it pretty short and sweet. So as Michael knows, and our listeners know, I've been pretty hard on some albums in the past.
Yes, mostly mine.
Jay-Z and Pharrell Williams definitely felt my wrath. And last week I made a good, or I said something that kind of came up when I was listening to this about Macklemore, how I wasn't really feeling the record, but it didn't like offend me. It wasn't like, this is terrible. So I was like, I had to give it a little bit of a pass, even though I didn't care for it. This record offended me. This record was so terrible. It was unlistenable. That's how bad it was. Like I cannot. This is the rap that I absolutely despise. Like where every single song is with the hope of a club banger, to where there's just these garbage lyrics scattered out, and they come into that hook. That Molly song. The beat in that Molly song, I was listening to it, and I was like, this is a good beat.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But the beats are actually pretty good.
I love the beats. Don't get me wrong. I love the beats.
I mean, you know who else had good beats? That girl that sang that Friday song. Friday. That's all I'm going to say, okay?
Oh, I love that.
I mean, this was so bad.
Right?
I mean, I can't. Like, I had to go online and look and just see if I was just completely lost the plot on this. You know what I mean? I was like, am I missing something? And this CD pretty much got panned. I mean, this is just a terrible record. And the only thing, okay, here is what sums it up for me. So Wiz Khalifa's on a track, right? I think he's on that Molly track. And he had a rhyme that, I'm sorry, I'm going to admit it, I didn't even finish this record. I got to Molly and I stopped it. I stopped it as soon as Wiz Khalifa came on. And he said, yo, I'm Khalifa, gonna smoke a leafa. He made up a word, leafa, when the word reefer rhymes with his name. Why did you have to make up a word to rhyme with your name about weed when there's already a word that rhymes with weed? I don't know. It just blew me away.
You know what? I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, and I like it. I like Leafa. I like that. So screw you, Jay. Screw you, man.
All right, that's cool. That's cool. Favorite songs on this record? None. There were no favorite songs.
Oh my god!
You didn't like Nurin a song on this album, Jay? You didn't like Nurin one?
No.
Lord, I know there's a couple pretty good songs on there. I like that Tyga dude. He's pretty cool.
I mean, we've heard some great records on here. We've heard some great rap records on here, and this just unfortunately was not. No, not that Jay-Z one. Wasn't feeling that one.
What did you think of the Jay-Z album, Eric?
Here's the thing about that Jay-Z
somewhere between you and Jay.
If that was the first record he had ever put out, I would have thought it was awesome. But it wasn't. It just wasn't his best body of work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but final grade on Tyga is just a straight up F. I've never.
Oh my god!
F.
This is our first F on the show. This is our
It's
first
just not
F.
good. There's I couldn't find any. The only redeeming quality is the production. Which I mean, if you have enough money, you can buy the best beats anybody ever wants.
Man, you know what? I mean, I kind of was going that route after the first 3 tracks, man. I listened to 500 Degrees. I listened to Dope with Rick Ross, who I like Rick Ross.
Oh, yeah, I like Rick Ross.
For the most part, I like Rick Ross. And then Get Loose was just stupid. Get Loose off the Goose.
Oh, that song is terrible. Oh,
God. Horrible. But you know what?
But hey, have you guys got Loose off Grey Goose, though, on the reels?
I'm too poor to drink Grey Goose, man.
Dude, it is so good. It is so smooth, man.
I know. No,
I don't like geese. I don't like geese. So
no, but
not gonna drink vodka named after it.
Dude, the 4th track though, those first 3 tracks suck on this album, right? But man, the 4th song, the diss song, I thought it was really good. It changes the beat. It's like kind of like stop the violence. I don't know why you're saying this stuff. I want to understand why. We're not gonna have any beef. It's pretty good. I didn't expect that. I thought everything was going to be about my chains and my watches and my bitches and my hoes and my dick's bigger than your dick and I'm fucking more hoes and all that shit and Molly and Molly. But it changed it up. The Hit 'Em Up thing I thought was a cool tribute to Tupac. I loved the Cali references in this. The West Side Rapper references. Hit 'Em Up. To Live and Die in L.A.
Yeah.
Even there's one song, I can't remember which one it is, that is, I think it was actually, I don't remember which one. There's one, though, that kind of had like almost like a Snoop Dogg LBC type vibe to it. Mm-hmm. And I even like some of the slow jams, man. I like every slow jam on the album.
What are the slow jams?
Yeah, did you like those?
I can't remember which ones they were.
The first one is Fuck for the Road, which I thought was a hilarious title.
Oh, I actually did like that one.
That was good. I don't really like Chris Brown. I mean, what he did, and shit to Rihanna, it's fucked up. But,
the hoes aren't going to be loyal if you beat them.
Yeah,
sorry.
Sure. It seems like a sincere apology, though, man. And this is like a lot of albums have an apology for certain reasons. I was listening to this other album, which the apology didn't come to the end. By the time I got to the end of the album, I'm like, you just made me listen to this whole fucking album, and the apology comes at the end? Come on. That's just way too much. I'm fed up by the end of this song, right? But this one, it comes like on track 7. The apology comes like on track 7, the middle of the album, and I'm like, all right, I forgive you. So if you have any more shitty songs later in this album, I forgive you. So it kind of kept me interested. He apologized early on and it kept me into it. So yeah. I gave it a grade too. I know that's what you guys do. I gave it a grade.
Yeah. What's your grade, man?
Originally, I gave it a B+.
Oh, right? Wow.
Because it made me want to like move to California. It really took me back to like some old Tupac days and stuff like that. Kendrick Lamar kind of does that for me, but this made me want to be like rolling in a drop top like on the Strip or something like that. I don't know. It had a real West Coast vibe about it. Originally gave it a B+, but then I realized the reason that I gave it such a good grade, because there are some really shitty songs in this album too that sound exactly the same. The only reason I had given it a B+, a solid grade, is because the album I had listened to just actually right before it was so bad that I was so glad to be listening to something that was listenable that I gave it a B+. So I had to bring it down a little bit. I realized that ex post facto. So I have to give it a B-. So, yeah.
That's very generous.
Word. Yeah, it is generous. With my rap, I'm such like a select rap fan. I have to hear stuff that's just like fucking weird and just
yeah, I agree with that.
And this, like, you know what I mean? Like this kind of came off the radio, and it maybe it did do some different stuff later on, but I was just like, so I don't know. It's pretty much like if you were gonna drive through Kentucky and the first place of Kentucky that you drove through was like, I don't know, Georgetown, then you don't want to see the rest of Kentucky. Come on.
Maybe, yeah. I'm just kidding. One thing that I didn't know about Tyga, man. Do you know what Tyga stands for? Anybody know?
No.
What was Thank You God Always.
Thank you, God, always. And then he starts talking about like bitches and money and hoes, and drop Molly. I thought it was ridiculous and further strengthens my non-belief in God. So thank you for that, Tyga. I'm actually quite like indebted to you for strengthening my furtive atheism.
Non-belief. You see that a lot in rap music. It's actually kind of strange. Kanye writes a Jesus Walk song, and he's
which is very rare for a well, no, that's not. It's rare for a rapper to be like, yo, I don't think God exists, and now I'm pissed. What? You don't get that very much.
Jay-Z's pretty well known for that. I mean, it may be not necessarily that angle, but his struggles with his belief in God. Mm-hmm. That's very prominent in his music. But it is strange how that continues to pop up. I don't know if it's something of the culture. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? It's pretty silly. I mean, I thought it was pretty cool because I thought it had a good mix between like the sentimental. It had a little bit of like toughness about it too, a little bit of edginess. But I don't really like a lot of that. It just had like enough to keep me interested. It had a little bit.
That's a good astute observation there. Enough to keep me interested.
Yeah. It had fun and silliness too, which I mean, I'm a pretty silly guy, and I like fun too. I like to go out to clubs and dance. And understand, you can have a shot or a song about taking shots or something like that.
Yeah,
being silly in a club, and it's fine. It has its value in a certain ambiance. So.
What are you gonna do? You go to club.
What are you gonna do? I mean, if you don't like it, you take a shot. You don't want to take a shot. You go fuck yourself, right? I mean,
would you ever listen to the CD? Would you listen to the CD next year? Like next year?
I actually wanted to go back and check out some of these songs after listening to it. And on the way over here, I actually was struggling on my iPhone to find some of the tracks on YouTube. Because on Pandora, for some reason, it puts like all the shitty Tyga songs. Yeah. So I'm looking like for the ones that I like on YouTube. I'm like, oh, come on, man! I want to hear these jams right now while I'm like rolling down Limestone Street or something, But
it's edited on Spotify, unfortunately.
Oh, is it? Yeah. See, I don't have the. I'm not that tech savvy.
Yeah.
Which you'll find out soon enough. But
that's cool. That's all right.
I do have to mention, Jay, you mentioned a Wiz Khalifa reference about his line, Reefa, instead of a Leafa.
No, he said Leafa.
Yeah, he did say Leafa instead of Reefa. I have to interject here. Medical marijuana is legal in California, and there is a strand of marijuana that's out now called Wiz Khalifa has his own strain of marijuana out here. And like they say, one, I'm not saying who, I'm just saying the word is out here that it's some pretty strong shit, some Wiz Khalifa weed. And he does mention, I read an article in Rolling Stone about Wiz Khalifa about doing dabs with Juicy J. And Juicy J's like, man, I'm too old to be doing dabs, man. It's for them young bloods.
Oh, dabs are nuts, man. I had a crazy dab experience. Not long ago, man. Unpleasant to say the least.
Can you explain what a dab is, Eric?
You're talking about dabs of hash, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. My buddy, he came over one time and, he breaks out the torch and everything, puts it on, his paraphernalia device, puts it on there, starts heating the shit up. It's like he's welding or something in my room. And then, it was
wait,
ridiculous.
Should we be talking about this on the podcast?
It'll be
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, what are you gonna do? I hit it
dabs in the gut.
One time, man. One time.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, all right, leave because I'm about to get weird, man. Like I had to go to my roommates. I went into my roommates and I'm like, guys, I'm just gonna chill in here with you guys just in case. I know this is THC and it's probably not gonna fuck with me that bad, but just in case. It was weird, and I'll probably do it again, but very unwillingly,
I
don't know. Michael, okay, Jay, you hated every song. Michael, did you have a song that you thought was cool from this album?
Man, I agree with you when you said "Fuck for the Road." I really did dig that one.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's pretty good. My favorite was Music Over Everything, man. I thought that was awesome. MOE, Music Over Everything.
Oh, yeah.
I like music, and I think if you're going to live something above like anything else, music is a viable option. I don't think religion is a good thing. I don't think politics and power games are something that you want to lift over everything, money, any of these things. But music, something like that is cool. Helping people, that's all right. That's the hippie coming out in me, you know. So, I thought that was a cool song. I have a note right here. I don't know if you can read it. My note right here on that song is, "Oh shit."
Yep, I can clearly read that.
So, yeah, I dug it.
I mean, what I think is so cool is like music evokes emotion, and it can evoke similar emotions like sadness, happiness, or fucking bitches. I don't know, but like if you go back centuries, like to like Beethoven, like they found a system to write this shit down, like musical notes and stuff. Well, I mean, like there's and you're a language guy, Eric. There's over 2,000 languages in the world. And music, like if you write down musical notes, like, bass clef or treble clef and so on, then it's just all the same, no matter what civilization you're in. They recognize musical language above everything else, music over everything else. It's the same with that. So, I mean, I just think that's remarkable about music.
Well, you just got really nerdy on us, dog. I do not think that Wiz Khalifa and Tyga were thinking about the universality of musical notation.
I can almost guarantee you they weren't thinking about that.
Yes. I'm a betting man, and I will bet $50,000 about thinking that. But anyway, whatever.
So when I was in Vegas, I saw Kesha perform live, and they said Tyga was going to perform live after her. Well, like, here's the thing that I learned about Vegas. If you've never been to Vegas, you don't know about it, is like people will straight up lie to you. Like, they will just lie. They'll be like, "Oh, you want free tickets to see T-Pain at Club Aria?" And you're like, yeah, I'll take free tickets. So they give you free tickets. You go to that club, and you're like, "Okay, here's my free ticket." And then they're like, "Oh, okay, that'll be $40. And you're like, "What do you mean? This is my free admission ticket." They're like, "Well, yeah, that's your admission ticket, but you have to pay $40 for the drink tickets." And it's like, wait, I don't want any drink.
Then you go in there not playing.
I would spend probably $50 in drinks, knowing me. So the fact that I can actually like get in and see the show for like not paying any extra. Okay, so does that mean that you can actually get free drinks?
No, that just means you pay $40 and you get like 2 drinks.
Oh, okay.
And they won't let you in unless you buy a drink ticket. And I'm just like, well, wait, if you won't let me in, then isn't that an admission ticket? If you won't admit me in, I mean, it was just really, I thought it was really dishonest out there. But then again, it is only $40.
It is the city of sin.
Yeah,
bitch is gonna be lying to you.
Yeah, it is, Michael. Come on.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, prostitution's legal there too.
Yeah, which is awesome.
I was amazed that I got approached by prostitutes. I turned them down, for the record, but I was just amazed.
Yeah, okay.
I really did.
Sure.
I was just amazed at like that prostitutes were just walking around.
Dude, you're a guy. They approach every guy. Well, of course they would approach you. What are you talking about?
I just didn't know it would be that rampant. But yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they gotta get paid. They gotta get paid. What, did you have like some kind of horn growing out of your face and you were afraid they weren't going to talk to you or what? Like,
oh my gosh.
You had a horn growing out of your pants. That's what happened.
No, like, and this does relate to Tyga because I was going to see Tyga at the club I was at, the Mirage, but I was lied to in the City of Sin. But now that we're on the topic of prostitution, it makes me wonder if girls are just like, if they're just like, oh, well, I would have sex with that guy, so I'm going to approach him and see if I can get paid for it.
No.
Yeah.
That's not how prostitution works.
I mean, I know that's not how it works. I'm just thinking in their head, like, if it were me that's doing it, you know.
No, you'd be looking, that person might have enough money to pay for my genitalia. That's the only question, is whether or not that person would be able to cover the fee in the end.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Doug. They didn't think you were hot.
You cannot speak for that, because I've got another friend out here that I told him this story, because it's a 50-year-old guy, and I was like, dude, this happened to me. A prostitute approached me in Vegas, and I'm like, isn't that crazy? And he's like, no, it's not, because one approached me, and I told her I wasn't going to pay, and she had intercourse with me anyway, and I still didn't pay her. So he was just like, no, that's not crazy.
Was he really hot?
I mean, you wouldn't guess that he was.
Come on, dude. No homo here. No homo, dog. You can say it.
I mean, it's a decent looking guy. He's half Greek and half Japanese. So
he's hot. He's hot, dog.
I wish you could see Jay's face that he just made.
Yeah, he's Greekanese.
No, wow.
That's all it is.
I don't condone that.
Anyways, so Michael, what are we reviewing next week?
I've actually flipped the switch on this. What I'm reviewing for you, or what I'm picking for us to review, is this band called Flume, Flume.
Oh yeah, I like Flume.
So it's Flume's self-titled album, and I heard a song from them on YouTube.
Did you check them out because of that music festival that you're going to that they're playing at?
Yeah. Well, I heard a song from them on YouTube.
DJ, right? Are we talking about the same person?
Yeah, Flume. He mixes.
From Australia.
Yeah, he's from Australia. He's from Sydney, Australia, the northern beaches of Sydney.
I like Flume a lot. The guy who actually gave me the dab of the hash got me into Flume. So.
Oh, we are just taking it full circle here.
That's right, man. Full circle, dog. And the world goes round.
It does indeed. So, man, we touched on everything in this podcast from, I blame Tyga and Eric Blair for this, but drugs, prostitution, sex, divorce, religion. Wow. Is there anything else we want to cover before?
I wash my hands of the sinful podcast.
It's a very sinful podcast.
It is.
I can speak for the both of us.
And guys, I'm sorry. For all of us. I'm sorry that I picked this album, honestly, guys. I wish we had more.
No, I mean, honestly, I liked it, man. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of bad songs, but it gave me faith in Tyga. All the stuff that I heard from Tyga previously, I was like, X on that. But actually, there's a ray of hope for Tyga. And like Jay said, he's only 24 years old. He may yet produce something pretty decent, not on a Tupac level, not on, that, not even on a Kendrick Lamar level. But, he might get, he might get close.
Yeah, well, thanks. I appreciate that, because it was on some features that I saw him, like, on the YOLO, or not, the Motto song by Drake. He comes in,
right,
and he's like, T-Raw, skinny guy, big balls. And he just comes in with that opening line. He doesn't say guy, he says the N-word. T-Raw, skinny guy, big balls. And I just like that. I was like, this guy's clever. He's got some other stuff up his sleeve.
Yeah, he did, yeah. All right, cool. Awesome.
I have to say, I've fallen into the feature trap on rap songs before, where you hear somebody like, "Ooh, I kind of like that part," and you go and listen to them, and you're like, "This isn't very good." Like on "Hold My Liquor," not Justin Vernon, but the other guy that sings that song. Like, "But these bitches can't handle me." Like that guy, his CD is terrible. I was like, I kind of like his melody, but when you don't have Justin Vernon and Kanye helping you make a record.
I know. Yeah.
So, I'm sorry. So next, what are we doing?
Yeah, so on the next podcast, Eric is joining us again, and we're going to review a metal album. We're going to change the gears up a little bit. It's Amur's album, and I am drawing a blank on the name. Eternal Enemies. Amur's Eternal Enemies album. It's new.
And these podcasts are recorded on the same day. That's why I'm wearing the same jacket and everybody's wearing the same clothes.
Right.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe we won't wear clothes for the next podcast. You never know.
Ooh. You're touching on something very, very up my alley right there.
I don't want to be touching too far up your alley.
Yeah, well,
All right, cool. Well, if there's not anything else to add, we'll wrap it up. We're going to be hitting Amur next time, and after that, we're going to be talking some technology.
Word up.
Cool. Well, Jay, thank you, brother, and Eric, thank you for joining us, man. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Thanks, man.
Thank you for having me on. It's a fucking pleasure, man. You guys rock.
Thanks, brother. Thanks. Well, we'll catch you next time in the galaxy, guys. Peace.